Hello, and welcome to the channel. Today we will be covering an original, mystery thriller short story of mine. So sit back, relax and let's get started. Jennifer was getting ready for bed and tidying up when she heard her phone ring. She didn't recognize the number, but she answered it anyway. "Hello," she said. There was a pause on the other end, and then a soft voice said,
"I'm watching you."
Jennifer's heart skipped a beat. Who was this? And why were they watching her? She tried to stay calm and asked, "Who is this?" The person on the other end answered,
"I'm watching you."
Jennifer was starting to panic. She didn't know what to do. She tried asking again, only this time she demanded an answer. The voice on the other end laughed and said,
"You'll find out soon enough."
She didn't know what to do. She thought of calling her dad, but she remembered he was out of town on a business trip.
"I'm close by, Jennifer.
The voice said.
I will always be watching your every move."
The voice laughed again and then hung up. Jennifer stood frozen in the middle of the kitchen floor. She was too frightened to call anyone for help. She stood there for a few minutes and tried to gather her thoughts. Jennifer finally pulled herself together. She looked at the clock on the microwave and realized that it was almost time for her Jason, her housemate, to come home. She slowly made her way back over to the stove and turned the burner off. She was hoping that if she waited long enough, Jason would return and she could feel safe to go back to her room. She grabbed a drink from the refrigerator and sat down at the table. Sipping her drink, she kept looking at the clock. Finally, as the time neared Jason's usual time of arrival, she went to the door and tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. "Jason, is that you?" Jennifer said quietly. "Jason, are you all right?" said Jennifer as she tried to open the door again and then realized that someone had nailed the door shut from the outside.
"Jen, why is the door nailed shut? I can't get in."
Jason said, panic beginning to rise in his voice.
"Jen, get out of here now. You have to get out of here right now."
Jason yelled. Jennifer ran to her room and grabbed a suitcase. She opened the window and started to climb out when she heard Jason scream.
"Jen, watch out."
Jen looked behind her and saw a mysterious black figure. His face was a mask of terror. The masked man slowly pulled out a gun. He pointed it at the window, aiming for Jason outside. Jason couldn't see clearly what was unfolding above. He screamed again.
"Jen, hurry up."
Jennifer stopped and turned to the window. She looked at Jason's terrified face. She was frozen in place. She looked at Jason, then back at the gun. She looked at Jason again and said, "I love you." She turned back to the gun.
"No!"
screamed Jason. A loud bang echoed from within the house, followed by a bang as Jennifer fell to the floor. Jason couldn't believe what he just witnessed and ran away as quickly as he could. He went to the police station and told them everything he had just witnessed. When the police arrived at the scene, the masked man was nowhere to be found. To this day, the masked man has not been found and Jason visits Jennifer's grave to remember her bravery on that night. Time passed and Jason is now married and has a beautiful daughter. One night, Jason was watching television when his phone rang. "Hello," he said, answering the phone.
"Is this Jason?"
A voice asked.
"Yes, it is."
Replied Jason.
"Do you remember me?"
Replied the mysterious voice. The mysterious voice then began to laugh manically in the background, and Jason immediately knew who was on the other end. It was the masked man. The phone call abruptly ended as the masked man laughed. Jason panicked, as he knew what was going to happen next. Thank you for staying till the end and listening to my original short story. Subscribe, like and comment to help the channel out, and I will see you in the next one.